Hey guys, this is Steve Keaton with Verbal Commitment. Hope you're doing great. I know it's a weird and wacky time as schools have started back today for many of us here in North Carolina, and just wanted to bring you this week's Verbal Commitment. So thanks a whole lot for tuning in. I appreciate all of you guys that are watching the videos and getting a little bit out of it. Again, none of it's rocket science, just things that I've learned in helping my two sons on their recruiting journey. Just want to share this stuff with families and young men that are looking to get to the next level to play college football themselves. So this week, as I told you, that we are going to talk about the job of your high school coach. Okay, for years, I've heard players say, my coach doesn't help me out, and I always find that interesting. Okay, and because then most of the time I'll go and I'll look at their Twitter or I'll go to their huddle or something like that, and I look and their Twitter doesn't have much on there, and their huddle's not updated. I look at their social media stuff, not a lot out there. There's not a lot of product out there, and I go, well, I think to myself, well, what more do you want the coach to do? So, the job of the high school coach is this. I can promise you this: every high school coach, every head coach, every assistant coach, position coach, everybody wants to see you reach your dreams. Okay, they truly do. But their job is to develop you, to help you grow as a player and to help you grow as a young person, to become a quality, productive person in society, to see you do great in school, to challenge you there. And certainly, while we all want to see our players achieve their dream, their job also is to prepare a team to take the field for each game to compete to win. Okay, it's not necessarily the coach's job to see you, the player, recruited. Okay, and again, while we all want that to happen, they have so many other things going on. The coach is dealing with 100 plus young people on their football team, plus parents, plus expectations to win. And we know in high school football it's competitive, and it's not youth football anymore. Okay, and the job is to prepare a team to compete to win each week. And so, for a player to say, my coach doesn't do much to help me out, I think you'd be surprised at how much a coach does. The phone calls they make, the people they talk to, and whenever they take a phone call here's the other thing that we have to understand, guys, is that a coach has to be honest. A coach has to be honest with a college coach or a recruiter that's calling to ask questions about a player. Why? Because that comes down to an integrity thing. And if that coach, if a recruiter knows, don't call Coach A at school B, because every time we call, he says stuff that that makes the player maybe out to be more than the player may be, and then we don't see that same production when they show up here. And so a coach can lose some integrity there, and integrity is critical. All right. Now, again, I can promise you this: that coaches probably make far more phone calls than you realize. They take way more phone calls than you realize, and they do more than you realize. And if your program is like us, at Reagan, we're blessed that our team has a huddle account, and those players get that. And then it becomes the responsibility for each player to put their stuff out there so that they can be seen. Okay, and that needs to be quality stuff too. We're going to go over that in another episode about what kind of stuff to put out. How to market yourself. But again, hear this. Every coach finds great joy and pride in seeing a player sign the national letter of intent, and then to do what they need to do in the classroom to then get to the next level and go make their dreams possible. But it is not necessarily the coach's job to do all that legwork for you. You need, as the player, as the family, to have some skin in the game and figure out what do you need to do to put it out there. What do you need to do in the off season, in the weight room, and on the field to become a better player, so that when a coach is asked, "Hey, tell me about John," and coach can say, "Hey, you're not going to find a better player." Coaches have to be honest with our players as well, and so know that. Now, there are certain programs that, at Reagan we have Next Level. I know East Surrey has a recruiting Twitter as well, and there are many others that do that, where they do push stuff out for their players to help gain exposure for them. But again, all of those can only do with what we receive from the players. Is a player updating their stuff, putting out their stuff, and then still being real in who that exposure is going to. So know this: your coaches love you and care for you. Your coaches want to see you achieve. Your coaches want to see your dreams come true, okay? But your coaches have so much, your head coach especially, has so much on their plate, taking care of their job. Many of them are full-time teachers, and their families, and meeting all the responsibilities of trying to take care of your needs as a player, to develop you, and to see you put in the best place that you can be, and to deal with families and all that. But again, no, it is not necessarily your coach's job to get you recruited. That a lot of that falls on you, the player, not the parents. Hear that? Not the parents, on the player. And we'll talk more about that later as well. So your coaches love you. They want to see you grow and develop. They want to see you graduate from high school. They want to see you do great things with your life. Don't get it fooled in thinking that your coaches aren't working for you. They are. They care about you. They love you, and they want to see you achieve your dream. So that's your coach's job. There might be some coaches that disagree with me. All right, but I do know a lot of coaches that is how they feel, and that is the reality, and they want to see you there, but you got to put the work in as well. All right, next week we're going to talk about the 4 waves of recruiting. The 4 waves of recruiting. Here it is. In North Carolina, a lot of kids are committing. Class of rising seniors are committing. They're getting offers, and a lot of these kids are thinking, well, I'm getting passed by. Slow up, take a breath. There are multiple waves of recruiting, okay? So don't get all worked up, all right? It's going to happen, okay? All right? And we're going to talk about those 4 waves. The episode after that, we're going to talk about the things that you need to do to be marketing yourself, the stuff that you need to be putting out, the quality stuff that you need to be putting out, what your Twitter looks like, how are you making yourself marketable. So thanks again for being a part of Verbal Commitment, our 3rd episode. Please like and share and subscribe. Let people know about us, and we'll see you next week on Verbal Commitment.